find employment in so many ways, including being a military spouse employment partner. So before we begin, if you're logged into the webinar, please ask all questions in the chat section of the webinar. You can probably find that on the bottom of your screen. There's a little chat bubble. Go ahead and put in there your questions. We'll be monitoring that. And if you're logged in via Facebook, please put all questions you have on the comment section underneath the webinar, and we are also monitoring those questions. So with that, I'd like to introduce the three partners we have here with Frontline National. We have Bob Latham, who's the Vice President of Operations. We have Luis Gonzalez, the Director of Recruiting, and we have Justin Gonzalez, a Senior Recruiter. So with that, hi guys, thanks for joining us. We're so excited to learn more about you and your company.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
I'd like to start with giving a little bit of background about Frontline National and what we're all about. We were founded in 2004 with the idea of bringing top quality healthcare providers for the military. Along the way, we expanded into all types of areas. We do all the way from admin, all the way to radiologists and surgeons. We take great pride in the quality that we present to the military. We have, on occasion, hired spouses long before any of these programs were available. We truly believe that we can find good quality employees. They know what it's like to live on base. They know what it's like to be around that type of environment. And it's really beneficial to the company and to those people that are looking for work. We have won awards with working with the National Guard and the Reserve in Ohio. And we also were just inducted into the MSEP program, which we're very proud of all of that. We cover a wide range of different healthcare providers throughout the whole nation. So we have open positions nationwide. We have quite a few spots that are very active right now. So we would like to, get into further detail on those. I think Luis has some things that he would like to speak about with some of the open positions that we do have.
All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We wanted to speak a little bit about the positions that we have across the country. As Bob was just mentioning, we do a lot of work in West Point, New York area, which is a little about an hour north of the New York City area. We provide the services of registered nurses. We are a medical company. We are our field of study. We welcome all those who are in the healthcare field to apply because we have those positions available. Another area that we have a lot of jobs in is San Antonio. There's a joint base San Antonio in San Antonio, Texas, of course, and it's literally from the admin level all the way up to the doctor level, anywhere in between. It doesn't mean that you have to have a 4-year degree. You could come in with a certificate or with the admin level, just a high school diploma will get you qualified for these positions. We do a lot of work as well in Tacoma, Washington. There's Joint Base Lewis McChord, and it's Army, it's Air Force. We work with the reserves, the VAs, some of the job centers that help the young youths get employment as well. So anything to do with the federal, some work with the Bureau of Prisons as well, and their services range. In essence, if you think of a hospital, we are asked, the government asks us to staff those members from the person that greets you all the way back to the surgeon. So if you could kind of get that picture of who we're looking for, we can staff that hospital. When the government asks that they need the service, that's where we come in. And these positions, they can transfer. There might be a little bit of different requirements with different states, but that would be known to you in advance of what is required for each specific position. It's in black and white. There's no questions about it. Justin was going to talk about a couple other positions as well. or
Hi.
locations?
Yeah, so we have a couple other positions or locations, rather said. In Florida, we have positions at Eglin Air Force Base near the Panhandle. We also have another location, Keesler Air Force Base in Biloxi, Mississippi. We have several medical lab techs. We have phlebotomists, medical technologists, and Fort Stewart, which is the Army base near Savannah, Georgia. We have registered nurses there that we schedule pretty much almost every day of the week. So the different positions, and I'll also share my screen right now with the different positions that we currently have. So just give me one moment and I will pull that up and show you guys, so at least you could see that we are dedicated to hiring military spouses. And we make sure that every time we interview any candidate, whether it's from Monster, whether it's from Indeed, because those are some of the resources we use on a day-to-day basis, as well as LinkedIn. I found that LinkedIn is a really great asset to use, and thanks to you guys, Blue Star Families, we can actually outreach more to different individuals that we can't, access on a day-to-day basis, and different locations that we're not recruiting for. But in the near future, it might be a location we might be recruiting for. So hopefully, with this partnership with Blue Star Families, as well as the Military Spouse Employment Partnership, we could get more individuals to be employed with us and be kind of like partners and find other individuals or other candidates that are looking for work. And even though if they are a military spouse, we heard it's higher unemployment rate, but we want to change that. And we're looking for different, partners and different individuals to kind of help us out to hopefully find employment for those people that are unemployed. These are some of the staffing services that we currently have available. Like I mentioned to you before, we have medical lab technicians, registered nurses, LVNs, LPNs, nurse practitioners, physician assistants, and everything is going to be on our website that you can check and see the current openings. And we do also have proposal bids that we occasionally post on there. And if you guys obviously have any questions, you can reach out to us.
We were also just awarded a very large contract. It's $7.5 billion. There's 36 companies. We are one of them. The DHA contract is nationwide, has all kinds of positions. So that's going to start December 1st. So everything's going to ramp up in a hurry. We'll be posting lots of positions on our website. You'll be able to view them, apply for them, and contact us all through our website at frontlinenational.com.
And a couple of our different links for social media. You guys could check out our Facebook page, our LinkedIn profiles, myself, Luis, and Denise. She's another one of our recruiters here. Partner up with us, and like that, we could broaden our network. Also, we use Twitter on a day-to-day basis, and we're starting to get into Instagram. We haven't really used it too much, but we're going to get into using that a little bit more to hopefully share and create some great pictures with different opportunities that we have nationwide.
And then we can open it up to some questions now. Has anything come in?
I am double checking right now. I don't have any in our chat, but we are looking at Facebook. We have also posted all of the contact information right now in the chat for those that are logged in. And again, we will be posting that on our Facebook pages as well. So it will be there living with this video if you guys need to go back and rewatch or check back in to see that kind of communication. It does not look like we have questions yet at this point. Perfect.
Did you want to?
Well,
If they keep an eye out, December 1st, we're really going to start posting a lot of stuff that's going to be coming out. We have a lot on our plate right now, but it's going to really get busy after December 1st. So there'll be a lot of jobs of things that we haven't even thought about doing before, that we'll have the opportunity to present, for fills to offer in these positions.
Absolutely. And I love that you guys have that wide range from the person, like you said, coming into the hospital to the surgeon themselves. A lot of people don't have those opportunities available to spouses. And you mentioned Keesler. I know that's a very secluded area where people do have trouble finding jobs. So that's huge for people to take a look at. That's something that everyone can offer. So that's really exciting. I have actually a question for you. I know when I was looking for positions, is there a fee for your service to help the spouses find jobs?
No, there's never a fee with what we do. We do have the contract, and with that, we fill the positions. They would be employees with Frontline National. So they would be getting paid through us with the benefits and everything that's stipulated in the contract. So no, it's not like a placement agency or anything like that. They actually become an employee. What's really great about working on a military site is sometimes they do have opportunities to actually switch over and be a general services position employee. So that is very that's a good benefit to have, when people go into a military base and work at these positions. But like we said before, the military spouses, they know what it's like to be on base, and
absolutely,
it helps them, it helps us, and it's a win-win for both teams.
Absolutely. It looks like we did have one question come in. They asked if we had positions in New York, and I know that you had already mentioned West Point. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think maybe going to your website and looking at all the other positions that you may find throughout New York would be the best answer for that, because I know they're not just in one spot. You have them kind of all over, but that's one of the big spots, at least for the military community.
That is the largest one in the military community right now up there. We do have a lot at West Point. One other point that we might bring up is sometimes we have good relationships, working relationships with a lot of people on base. So sometimes we do hear of other positions. They may not be with us, but we might have some information that we could pass along and at least help someone to find a position.
With the DHA, it does include 51 Air Force bases. So there's 50 states. It's going to include Guam as well as Puerto Rico, as far as new positions that are going to be coming available. And it's going to start out a little gradual just because of the magnitude of this contract, but they're going to be available to many, many individuals. And the government, when we spoke with them yesterday in San Antonio, was the main point was quality. And what better resource do we have than the military spouses' independence?
So that leads me into my next question then. So I know a lot of people say they want to help military spouses. Obviously, you guys have really, you've reached out to us, you partner with us, you've taken steps, part of the NSEP program, the Military Spouse Employment Partnership. Why did you want to get involved in this area? And what made you choose to partner with NSEP and Blue Star Careers and Blue Star Families?
Well, in the past, we have actually hired military spouses long before these programs, we even knew about them. So it's an ongoing track record with us. We've done it in the past. There's been a few cases where we have actually hired the spouse when his service was completed. We've had husband and wives in the same positions working side by side before. So it was kind of a natural for us to get involved in these programs. It's a good resource for both parties.
That is great. I was reading some of the questions and we're answering them as we talk. So, so that's great. Well, we appreciate it because a lot of people do, they're starting to learn, but a lot of people still haven't reached out into this community and realized like how valuable they can be and how dedicated they are once they're with you, and to be able to move and transfer and know that you guys have opportunities all around the world, technically. I know some of those are territories, but still those are places that people struggle to keep their career alive when they move. And that's great to hear that it's not going to be the end for them to go somewhere like Guam, which for some it is. So that's phenomenal. And I know you touched on it a little bit, but you talked about immediate openings. One question that has come up a couple of times now has been New York City specifically. I just want to touch that because I've actually gotten it 3 times.
So, sorry. Currently right now, we don't have anything in the city, but that could change. With this new contract, it could give us more opportunities, especially with like VA clinics and other locations near New York City. The most positions we have currently in New York are at West Point. They're on base at the Army Hospital. But I'll let Bob elaborate a little bit more too.
Yeah, in the past, we have had opportunities in Manhattan, New York area, downtown. Right now, we do not, but things can change constantly. So just stay in tune with our website. We do post a lot on there. And sometimes even you can send a resume over and tell us this is what we're looking for. And like I said, we hear, things out there, and they may not be our opportunities, but we don't mind passing them along and giving someone else that opportunity.
Fabulous. Another question that came up was, do you ever come across opportunities for long distance or telecommuting work?
We have seen that come across, and they'll tell us in advance, hey, this is what we're looking for. And definitely, yes, it's not uncommon to be able to, like medical billers can do that. I know some of the telepsych work that can happen as well. If you're not near that state, then you could go into a facility nearby and accomplish that work, because there's the security aspect. They need to make sure that that information is being held confidential, whatever that job may be. And as long as that security piece is there, those jobs are available as well.
And there is one of our proposal bids currently right now for Washington, D.C. area has the opportunity to potentially be a telework position. It's not guaranteed at this moment since we have just a rough draft of what the performance work statement is. So we're waiting to hear back to see if that's going to be available to individuals. But most of our sites, like you mentioned, it's all for security reasons. They don't often do it, but it's not that they don't ever offer it. It just depends on the different circumstances of the contract, as well as the actual location that is going to request that position work.
That makes complete sense. So let's say we have all the spouses, they now have this information, they go to your website and they apply for a job. This is kind of a twofold question. Is there a space where they should self-identify that they are a military spouse? Or should they have that conversation? As we all know, you guys have been in this space now. That's something that a lot of spouses do not like to do. You are here telling everybody you're an MSEP partner. You're here with Blue Star Family. So obviously we know you want to help the military spouse. So is there a place to self-identify, or is that just something they should discuss with you? How should they go about doing that?
Whichever they feel more comfortable with. We would love to have a conversation. Our number is going to be available to everyone. If they would like to speak with us and self-identify, we would love to speak with them. We want to get everyone employed, and that's a way to do it. To say, hey, we're a military spouse, and we're going to do a little extra for everyone that's involved to be able to get that employment. That's our main goal. Our focus is employment and the dependents as well. Not just you, and not just the moms and dads, but the kids as well. This is going to be a long-term relationship. We're not looking to just staff for 13 weeks. We're looking more along the lines of 1 to 5 years and after that as well. If the contract was to end, we're not going to leave you out to hang and dry. We'll be able to provide other resources in maybe other locations, or with the next person that's coming in line, or be able to provide those references to the staff to provide those opportunities long term.
Absolutely, I love it. Well, I do have to say, I know you're dedicated to it, because it was day 3 of me enroll when I met Justin, who literally came right over and was like, we we need to partner with you. We need to talk to military spouses. We need to get in front of them. So I know personally I appreciated it because I was in the job hunt as a military spouse. So having a team like you come forward and say we really want to help means a lot to our community. So I just want to put it out there if there are any more questions right now. If we're seeing any questions on Facebook, Liz, at this time, have you seen anything pop up?
No, I've taken all the Facebook questions and put them in the chat feature for you.
Sounds great. Thank you. So to recap, we have to recap all the questions and make sure there's nothing else that pops up. So if anyone logged in right now has questions, we discussed that telecommuting does come up. It's not often because of security reasons, which makes sense in the medical field, but there are opportunities. You guys have been awarded a very large contract, which will begin showing around December 1st to keep an eye out on the job postings. You do have a lot of positions around major military facilities, which makes our lives a lot easier as a military spouse, especially places like Guam and I think, did you say Puerto Rico? Was that the other one you mentioned?
Yes.
Phenomenal. And we will have, again, all your contact information posted in the chat as well as our Facebook group. So gonna give it about 10 seconds to see if any other spouses had questions that were logged in after that little recap. See if anything pops up. All right, it doesn't look like it, but Frontline National team, is there anything else you guys would like to share with us before we sign off here with all of our spouses?
And I would like to add, we're in Cincinnati, Ohio. A lot of people might not know where that is. It's basically in the tri-state area, if you will. There's Kentucky and Indiana are neighbors here to the southeast. And although we're located here, we do the nationwide work. The government's going to come and ask us for these services, and we want to provide them the best candidates, and we feel that that is you. So even if you want to chat, give us a call, email. We're very accessible to the public.
Fabulous. So thank you all. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for those logging in. If you joined us late or want to rewatch this video, we will be uploading it onto the Blue Star Health Professionals Facebook group as well as our National Blue Star Families page. The national page will be posted a little bit more delayed, but we will have this up in the Blue Star Health Professionals Facebook group pretty quickly, and that will contain the full video as well as the contact information for you to follow up on. So with that, thank you everyone. Thank you for joining us again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Here's the stuff.